Elon says DOGE also canceled a $17 million contract to provide tax policy advice to Liberia. $17 million to help Africans do their taxes.
$17 million to help Africans do their taxes. I feel like we're in a sitcom of Seinfeld or something. Are you kidding me? Are we on Curb Your Enthusiasm? This is nuts.
Comans just got doged. The CFO of FEMA got caught going behind Trump's back. 47 signed an executive order that was very clear. And this lady says, watch this. I'm going to send $60 million to Manhattan so Biden migrants can keep staying at luxury hotels.
Facts.
Musk caught her red-handed. Mary should have known FEMA was on shaky ground. Trump just said the agency should be terminated. Just last year, FEMA got caught skipping homes with Trump yard signs. And Mary thought it'd be a good idea to sneak $60 million to migrants. Trump's famous for saying you're fired. This lady's out of her mind. And now she's out of a job. Read the room, Mary. The whole government's being audited.
The only reason why I wanted to play that part right there is because they have blatant disregard for Trump. They're acting like they want to act like he don't exist, and whatever he say, his rules don't matter. And they said, forget what he says. I'm going to send $60 million to New York luxury hotels for these illegal immigrants anyway. If Trump want to say something to me, I don't care. Trump can kiss. What? Are you so brazen that you're going to tell the president of the United States to just kiss your ass and I'm just going to do whatever I want to do? These people don't care. Letitia James is one of them. She don't care. It's nuts. I know I'm smiling, man, but this is absolutely insane. 77 million people voted for Trump to make this country better, to put us on the right track. And we still have people that are showing blatant disregard like, man, screw him. We're going to do whatever we want to do. Well, if a prison cell ends up being your fate, you brought it on yourself.
The Department of Education is being actively dismantled. The Dozers are in the building on the 6th floor, canceling grants and contracts.
Watch this.
Nearly $1 billion of wasteful contracts were ripped up yesterday. Like this one. A contractor was paid $1.5 million to observe mailing and clerical operations at one mail center. This guy was observing mail being opened and being sent for $1.5 million.
And the Democrats don't care about that? We are paying taxes out the ass for everything. We're paying taxes on top of taxes on top for everything. And they are paying someone $1.5 million to observe mail being opened. This nuts, bro. And we find it and we're like, man, come on, we got to do something about this. You tell me Congress never knew about this? Come on.
This is the kind of no-show job a mob boss gives their cousin. DOGE also terminated 29 DEI training programs at the Department of Education worth over $100 million. That comes to $3.5 million for each training program. Most of you've gone through DEI training programs. You're in with HR for an hour? Maybe it's just an online course. Cha-ching, $3.5 million. What? I should have been a DEI consultant. One DEI session trained teachers to force students to recognize their privilege and their history of oppression. Half the classroom can't read, but this is what they're doing.
Half of the classroom can't read. They're graduating from high school, reading on a 4th grade level, and then being bullied. Universities are being bullied to allow them to come into their institutions for higher learning when they barely could get past high school learning. And then they get to move to the front of the line with regard to grants, loans, scholarships, everything. And we got to sit down and be like, yo, but they black though. Slavery, 400 years of oppression. They couldn't drink out the same water fountains. Jim Crow. We got to do this. If we don't, how else could they get their education? That's extremely disingenuous, gang. It is. I'm a black man. And let me tell you something. If they do give out reparations, give me my money. I'm black too. Huh? What I got to show you? Huh? I got to show you pictures of my mama, my grandmama. Huh? What I got to show you? But at the end of the day, all of this stuff that they're putting into place is a crutch because it's not helping anybody. We got people in Congress right now who are showing their, and you know that they're not that bright. Shout out to Jasmine Crockett. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace.
DOGE just shredded 18 contracts at the Department of Agriculture. One of them was for Central American Gender Assessment Consultant Services.
Wow.
We were paying a guy in El Salvador to assess gender. What does that have to do with agriculture? Here's another one.
Assess gender. What is he looking at everybody's dinglings?
Gender consultant services in Brazil. Or this, the Women in Forest Carbon Initiative Mentorship Program. You go, girl. Elon says DOGE also canceled a $17 million contract to provide tax policy advice to Liberia. $17 million to help Africans do their taxes.
$17 million to help Africans do their taxes. I feel like we're in a sitcom of Seinfeld or something. Are you kidding me? Are we on Curb Your Enthusiasm? This is nuts. They do not care, bro. And they're trying to act as if Elon is trying to get fat off of our information. He got our social security numbers. He's about to go take out a whole bunch of loans and pad his pockets. This dude he's like worth $400 billion. And we're worried about him wanting to take out. What about the other people that are literally taking our money? The people that we vote for. What about those people? What about all of the Democrats that we vote for, that we think that they will look out for us, but they are becoming richer and richer? Senator Elizabeth Warren is worth like $15 million. From doing what? Nancy Pelosi, she's super rich. Everyone in the stock market follows Paul Pelosi's picks. And in Bitcoin, wherever Paul Pelosi go, that's where they go. We are looking at wherever he go, wherever Nancy Pelosi go, that's what we going to do. Why in the hell do they have the information on where to go with regard to your spending and your investments? That's kind of shady, right? That's kind of shady. At least me. I mean, for a person that uses a little bit of common sense, that's a little shady to me.
We even paid college tuition for Al-Qaeda. We gave a jihadi a full ride to Colorado State.
That's nuts.
Here's how the shell game works. You get taxed. Congress sends your money to a federal agency. The agency sends it to a Democrat nonprofit. The nonprofit president takes a fat salary, sends some of it to a subcontractor, and donates the rest to Democrats.
I see a lot of kickback here.
There's a lot of kickbacks.
A tremendous kickback, because nobody could be so stupid to give out some of these contracts.
Yes.
So he has to get a kickback. So that's what I got elected for, that and borders and military and a lot of things, but this is a big part of it. And I hope that the court system is going to allow us to do what we have to do. We got elected to among other things, find all of this fraud, abuse.
We're $36 trillion in debt. Money's flying out the window. None of the departments can pass an audit.
The reason that departments can't pass audits is because the payments don't have a categorization code. It's like just a massive number of blank checks just flying out the building. So you can't reconcile blank checks. You've got comment fields that are also blank, so you don't know why the payment was made. And then we've got this truly absurd, a do not pay list, which can take up to a year for an organization to get on a do not pay list. And this, we're talking about terrorist organizations, we're talking about known fraudsters, known aspects of waste, known things that do not match any congressional appropriation, can take up to a year to get on the list. And even once on the list is not used. It's mind-blowing.
We're literally sending out blank checks that no one can track with no explanation. It's like the system's designed to perpetuate fraud, from USAID to Social Security.
There's crazy things like just cursory examination of Social Security, and we've got people in there that are 150 years old. Now, do you know anyone who's 150? I don't. Okay. They should be on the Guinness Book of World Records. They're missing out. So, that's a case where, like, I think they're probably dead. It's my guess. Or they should be very famous, one of the two. And then there's a whole bunch of Social Security payments where there's no identifying information. Well, like, why is there no identifying information?
Why did it take Musk to find out all this fraud? Social Security administrators are dealing, how should I say this nicely, with people who are about to die. Shouldn't they know around when people usually die? Like,
Nope.
You're still sending checks to a 150-year-old, nothing rings a bell? If the check
Hold on one
hasn't been
second.
cashed in 50 years, that's a problem.
The speed at which the mine shaft elevator can move determines how many people can retire from the federal government. And the elevator breaks down and then sometimes, and then nobody can retire.
Here's the thing. The reason why I voted for Trump is because I realized that it takes an outsider to come in and do the things that insiders are afraid to do. Why? Because they're too connected. They're too connected. They're being told what they can and cannot do. The presidents that they install, yeah, I said it, like Biden and Kamala, when they installed them, those presidents had no power. They have no power. The system that's already set up, we come in there with a blank check. We need you to sign it, and we're going to do whatever we want to do. You just turn the other way and let us do our thing. And if the people start complaining, then you need to really service them. Trump is an outsider. He came in saying that he was going to clean up the swamp. He was going to drain the swamp. And a lot of people didn't like him then. They hated him. A year into his first term, they was trying to get him kicked out. A year into his first term. And he wasn't even going this hard. So you can imagine in the first month, the first couple of days after his inauguration, they was ready to get rid of him already. But Biden, who got 81 million votes, the most popular president ever. Make that make sense? Joseph Biden, the most popular president ever. Right? And even then, when he got his 81 million votes, I believe Trump got like 75, 77 million then. Where did they come up with them other votes? So they install these puppets and they just continue status quo, business as usual. So Trump came in as an outsider, brought in more outsiders, made Democrats flip to join him. Tulsi Gabbard, RFK, other people that I can't name because I'm not a political buff, but there's a lot of people that was on the left that decided to go in the direction of Trump because they knew that his actions were meant for good for the entire nation. He wasn't tied in to a bunch of people with their hand up his ass, controlling his mouth. Say this, say that, sign this, sign that. Nah, that's not what he do. And now they are pissed. And I'm laughing my ass off. Why? Because I know I made the right decision. Will there be some pain? Absolutely. Will people lose their jobs and their contracts? Most certainly. Will we have to tighten our belt string? Will we have to tighten our purse and our wallets and watch how we spend and become a little bit more responsible? Yeah, I will hope we would do that any damn way. We're adults. We do that for our families, right? If cash is not just flowing and there's not like way more abundance than bills and other necessities that we need in our homes, we tighten our purse strings, right? We're certainly not going to have only $5 dedicated to our family, but then give $500 to the neighbors because they need to be fed. That's not what we do. So how does that make sense with us giving billions and billions of dollars to other nations when they need us, when we are $36 trillion in debt? How does that make sense when we have hundreds of thousands of people homeless in the United States of America, but we are sending $60 million to New York luxury hotels to house illegal immigrants through FEMA, and Hurricane Helene victims have been living in tents for the last 4 months, and they are American citizens. They are tax-paying citizens. They lost everything they have. Homes, cars, family members, dogs, you name it. Their streets are unrecognizable. But we're still sending $60 million to New York luxury suites to house illegal immigrants? Please make that make sense. We open up the borders and let tens of millions of illegal immigrants in and then pad their pockets with money and make sure that they have shelter? Come on, bro. That's a slap in the face of American citizens. And my question is, how come Democrats don't care about that? How come you don't care about that, man? How come you don't care about any of these new findings that are coming from Elon Musk and DOGE? How come you don't care about that?